Hi everyone, welcome back to JoanneTechLover. I'm Joanne, and today I'll be going over this Thermaltake Ttesports Level 10M hybrid mouse. So what does hybrid mean exactly? Well, it means you can run it both wirelessly and wired. So they provide a wired cable for you for those of you who prefer to go that route. Here is everything that comes in the box. We have the mouse itself, which I will go over in just a bit, but first I want to go over some of the cables, documentation, whatnot. Let's start here. You get Thermaltake stickers, both in white and black, depending on your probably case and preference. And you also get a warranty guide. And this is another warranty policy guide. Well, this was kind of, stuck in here. And then, of course, you get your quick install guide. That's pretty easy though, it's just plug and play. And what is this? This is a postcard. Very interesting to share with your family and friends, I suppose, how much you love TTE sports. And then you get a very nice carrying bag, actually. It's thick. And inside you get 2 pockets. Yeah, very cool. Probably one for cables, one for the mouse. And then over here is a USB extension cable. That's all it is, just an extension cable. And here is the wired connection that some of you are probably, dying to get your hands on if you have this mouse and you're like, I don't want wireless. Alrighty, and I do like that it's braided cable and it is Velcro tie. And here is the end that connects to the mouse, and this is a cap that's actually connected to the cable, which is very useful so you don't lose the cap. And I believe this is a USB 2 connector, and this plugs, of course, into your PC. Also in this cap is this USB receiver for wireless mode. Now here's how you connect the cable to the mouse to run it wired. So there is a protective cover here. You pull it outwards and wiggle so it comes out easier. And then you pull upwards. So this cover here covers, I believe, this micro USB port. And then you just replace it with this end of the cable. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we match it up. And then we're going to plug it in and go ahead and plug it back into this metal piece here. So give me one moment. It's a lot easier to plug back in actually, but that's how you would do that. And one last thing in the accessories section is this adjustment tool. So you might be thinking, there's something missing in this foam padding. Well, that's because you could go ahead and store this piece. Oh, I think either way is fine, yeah. Go ahead and just store this extra piece in here and take it on the go. It's very handy. Now let's take out this metal adjustment tool. And you'll be able to change the y-axis of the palm rest, and it should lift the height of the palm rest, as well as, of course, reduce it. And hopefully you can see it moving up and down, but that is what it does. And now for the x-axis, which is right here, the adjustment part of it, you could change it 5 degrees to the left or to the right. So I'm going to go ahead and change it. And you should see it moving towards the left side. So when I turn it back again, this part of the palm rest is leaning this way. And you could go ahead and change it back to the other side. And that is how you adjust the palm rest of this mouse. Here's a closer look at the mouse. It operates on the 5.8 gigahertz band as well as other channels. So if you have a signal issue during pairing, it'll switch to that different channel. And wireless mode also runs off the built-in rechargeable battery. And this cable, in addition to being in wired mode, you could also use it as a charging cable for the wireless mode. Now on to the actual mouse. It comes in this matte finish, which I really like because it's less prone to fingerprints, and it's also really soft, so it's comfortable when you place your fingers on it. And on the side, for ergonomic purposes, they've included this 4th finger rest. For the 5th finger, it just kind of drops off, but it's really comfortable, and I feel like more mice should include this kind of rest on the side. And for me, personally, I do think the mouse is a little bit big, or long, I should say. But for some of you, that might be just right. As you can see, you know, my fingers just fall right here, but at least I can still reach the scroll wheel. Alrighty, now moving back to the front of the mouse, you'll notice that there's this honeycomb ventilated area, as well as some more ventilation all through here, and that is to help provide passive cooling for this mouse for those of us who are using it for hours on end, and it's like just crazy gameplay and you're just sweating into the holes here. I'm just kidding. No, but it should help cool your hands, I suppose, as well as the mouse. Now, up here, you'll notice there are some LED indicators. I'll light them up for you in just a bit, but these are to indicate whether you are on, you know, let's say 400 DPI or 8200 DPI, and you have 4 settings that you can change the DPI to. Now, as for this LED square, it'll light up. All of it will light up when you're in a different profile, but this one, it will indicate, it'll blink blue for unpairing and blinks red for low power. Now let's go over all of the buttons. So there are 9 programmable buttons. There's 1, 2, and 3 right here. And the scroll wheel is kind of cool in that it's got this kind of C design. It's like a C shape. And I don't know, I guess you do get some better grip that way. Now moving to the side, these are the rest of your 6 buttons. And you might be thinking, there are 3. Are you blind? No, of course not. So you have they call these A, B buttons. So of course, totally programmable, or they're just forward, backwards in your browser. And then here's this kind of like a lightning symbol button. So what this is, you know, it says DPI profile, but you could reassign them. So profile button is just by clicking directly into the center. And that button you cannot program. So there's 2 here and there's an additional 4, so that makes 6 all here. And you could do up, down, or that's actually left, right, and then this is perhaps up, down. But you'll see the arrows in the software, and I definitely go over that. So there are your 9 programmable buttons. And this mouse is actually quite weighty because of the aluminum base. It's heavier than I would like personally, but I think that you know, some of you prefer heavier mice while you are gaming. And there's also some Teflon gliding feet all around, so for that smooth glide. And down here is a pairing button. So what you do is you turn this switch to on when you are on wireless mode. I'm just going to leave it on. And let's say you're maybe having some issues pairing. There's a pairing button that you can definitely try out. And last but not least is this item right here. This is the 8200 DPI laser sensor. And that about covers it for the look at this mouse. Here's a demo of the LEDs on this mouse, and I'm going to go ahead and change profile so you can see some of the colors and what they look like. And yeah, so it's 5 different profiles. And then you'll notice that the DPI doesn't change. I'm going to go ahead and change the DPI settings to from like lowest to highest. And right now we are on the lowest setting. And I want to show you battle mode too. Almost forgot about that. So depending on how fast you click, like you'll notice the colors change. Just thought that was kind of cool. Ooh, those are JTL colors. Here's a look at the TT Esports Level 10M mouse software. Right now we are in the profile section. You can assign, of course, the 5 profiles to your mouse, and then to change the profile, go ahead and click into it. And then you'll notice on the bottom here, if I click into the profile, or if I change the DPI, it'll show on the screen. That's, of course, on-screen display. Now, if you want to change that, just go into here and then go ahead and disable OSD. But there's no need to do that, and we're just going to stay on profile 1. This is the profile section as well as the button assignments. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 programmable buttons. And there's even battle mode, so we're going to go ahead and click that. So when the mode is switched to battle detection, the illumination effects will change according to the clicking frequency. And that means, you know, if you change to battle mode and you click a click, it'll just toggle through all of the colors, which is pretty cool, but we're going to go back to normal mode. Now, as to the profile customization, right now we are on P1. But if, let's say, you wanted to change it to pumpkins or something, very appropriate. I'm going to go ahead and click apply. You want to click apply so that the settings do change, otherwise they're just gonna stay the same. And that's P1. Let's see if this says pumpkin. Nope, too bad. All right, and below that you can go ahead and create a new profile or delete a profile, save as new, import, export. As you can see, I've had plenty of fun creating profiles here. And then below that is performance. So here you could change the level of your DPI. Let's say I want to change it to 1800 and make sure to hit apply so that it saves. You could also change it here on the bar as well, and you can even enable independent XY axes. That is a really nice touch. Also lift off control or distance that you can adjust, polling rate depending on the compatibility of your system, and then once you hit apply you just click OK and it should be changed. See, 1850 DPI. And then there's also lighting option. It looks like you get a full spectrum. Very cool. Well, you can't really click in here, I suppose, but you can click here. Very awesome. And of course, before you do that, after you do that, click apply and then click OK, and the colors should be changed. You can even link a program to the specific profile and then just go in here and just, oh, okay, this, let's say it's a game. For me, World of Warcraft, or if you want some FPS game, maybe Dota 2 or something like that. And down here, this is new. This is really cool. I don't see this often, but you can adjust the power plan for the wireless mode, and you can initiate sleep mode after idle for, a battery indicator will blink after level falls below, X%, and of course hit apply and click OK. Now let's go on to the button setup. Right here are your right scroll and click. Please do not, change the left click into something else, because then you will not be able to click anything else. I actually kind of prefer the software doesn't let you do that, but just go ahead and use another mouse to get out of that, I guess. But we're gonna go into, let's say, the scroll button, and you could do single key, mouse function, or you could do keyboard function, or you could go in here and assign macros, sensitivity, launch a program, or disable. So let's say for macro, I've already created, like M1, and you just hit apply and click OK. But we're not going to do that for the moment, but you get the idea. For backward, this circular lightning button here, that's what I call it because it's a lightning symbol. You can program the up, down, left, right arrows, but you cannot program the center click, which is the profile shift, and that's perfectly fine because you're going to need a profile shift button, and maybe you want to assign these buttons that you can reach more easily to commands that macro commands that you'll really need in game, or for whatever purpose you decide to create a macro for. Now let's head on over to the macro settings, which is very important. We're going to go ahead and call this M3 because I've already created M1 and M2, and we're going to make this a new macro. And down here, you can delay time auto detecting, which is really awesome. It's the best because it depends on like your game, and if you want specific milliseconds but you don't know exactly, it's perfect. And there's also a default delay time, although they named it default. Okay, I'm not gonna make fun of it anymore. But and then there's also ignore delay time if you just wanted to execute immediately. And then there's insert, and I'll talk more about this when I actually create the macro, because right now, as you can see, I can't really do anything with it. So let's record a macro. And for the spirit of the season, I suppose, let's call it, honestly, I can't think of anything else but pumpkins turkey. All right, and then let's stop the recording. Now these arrows are really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and click on, let's say, K, and you can go ahead and move the K up or move the K back down. Really awesome. And you could also delete K. I don't know why you would, but let's say we want to delete it, and there it goes. Or you could just delete the entire section. It'll say clear macro definitions, and we're going to go yes, and we're going to quickly type in turkey again, and we're going to hit stop, and this is insert. So once you click insert, let's say, actually, I want to insert before the K. So we're gonna go ahead and insert, and then you can do key before this, key after, delay time before or after this, and I'll show you how it works. And you can also choose the delay options here. We're gonna go ahead and start recording. So you click record here. And let's say you just want to type in, you know, QWE for the beginnings of QWERTY. We're gonna go ahead and stop record here. And as you can see the QWE here and then the key of the turkey. Alrighty, and that should about cover it for the software portion of the level 10M mouse. Now here's a look at the pros and cons. So what I like about this mouse, I do enjoy the soft touch matte finish and the rest for the fourth finger. That's definitely a nice touch. And passive cooling, that is cool. Something that I've noticed is mainly TT Sports, I suppose. And also do like the 9 programmable buttons and DPI change all the way up to 8200 DPI. And also aluminum base, really solid construction. And of course there's the X and Y palm rest adjust, which I really like. It's a nice touch for those of you with larger hands, and definitely love the hybrid mode. So you can use it both wirelessly and wired, so it makes both parties happy. And now for the cons. So first up, this piece that sticks out, I don't actually like it. I mean, especially, you know, let's say you want to hide this cable because you want it to just look perfectly wireless, you know. So there's that. And also for the lighting effects, now this is a bit interesting, is that when I change the DPI levels, you'll notice it blink, but it's not steady. And I believe that's just because of, you know, it's in wireless mode. But if it's in wired mode, all of these, the colors stay steady. So when I change the profile, it'll show you, oh, hey, look, you're in this profile, but see, that's it. It doesn't stay on or breathe or anything like that. So that, to me, is a con, because then I have to like click it and then it'll, you know, shoot me into the next profile. But I'm like, I just wanted to see which profile I was on. And last but not least is the software. It was a little bit buggy. I had to download the firmware along with the macro software multiple times, and it didn't work on my PC, but it worked on Joe's laptop, which was great. However, it did have a few issues. You know, it would get stuck in some areas, and you know, I'd have to turn it off with another mouse and then go back into it. I mean, it's not as smooth as I would like it to be, but there are definitely a lot of options in the new software. That wraps it up for this video on the Thermaltake Ttesports Level 10M wired and wireless mouse. If you like what you saw and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons. Also, please follow me on social media, JoanneTechLover Facebook fan page, JoanneFoodLover Twitter, and JoanneFoodLover Instagram. Also, don't forget to donate so I can help expand this channel and feed this techie. And one last thing is Storenvy.com. Go ahead and check out my 8.5 by 11-inch autograph prints that you can purchase. Alrighty, I guess all that's left to say is see you next time.